So let me ask you this. What do you think AJ brings to the ring that could give Deontay problems? And what do you think Deontay brings to the ring that would give AJ problems? And not only that, in the event that they fight next, which I hope they do, because we've been clamoring for this fight for a very long time, do you believe Derrick James will actually be in his corner? Because rumors are right now that he won't be in his corner for the Otto Wilder fight.
No, and I think that's where they messed up at. I think that's where they messed up at because if you think about it, the man has had if Ben Davison is going to be his trainer for this fight,
Yep.
that means he's had 4 trainers in 3 years. That's not good because why? For any fighter who knows, it takes approximately about 3 to 4 fights to get very, very situated with that process of learning what to do, what your trainer want, what he don't want, yelling out different things. That takes a process, and that's not a good thing. And that's what made me weary of him going into the Otto Wallen fight. Now I don't, as much as people ridicule Deontay for fighting Robert Helenius as sparring partner, we could say the same thing about Otto Wilder and Anthony Joshua, sparring partners. Now they would say that they haven't sparred in a long time, but how? Otto Wilder also helped Anthony Joshua get ready for Alexander Usyk.
Mm.
So we can't if we're gonna ridicule one person, got to ridicule the other side.
Yep.
But switching trainers, that's ah, it's no need for him to switch from Derrick James. You see what I'm saying?
I
What
agree.
was the what was the purpose of getting with Derrick James in the first place? I mean, that's tough. That's tough. To go to Ben Davison, that's tough because I look at Ben Davison's style. His style is not an AJ. Well, it's not an AJ style. It's more of a boxing style, move around the ring type of thing.
Yep.
And we all know AJ after 6 rounds that's not gonna go well.
Gas tank.
you
Yep.
know, but but things that AJ can bring to the fight between those two, oh, obviously he has some power. Um, but I've seen Deontay take Luis Ortiz's best shot, who Anthony Joshua didn't want to fight. Of course, and many people don't know, but Fury's not a big puncher. But he's fought, Fury. He's fought former world champion who's known as big punchers. In fact, one of the biggest punchers that many people don't talk about in the heavyweight division was his first title offense was Eric Molina,
Mm.
very very big heavyweight puncher.
Yeah.
And Eric Molina wobbled him. I think it was the what fifth, sixth round. He wobbled Deontay. Took him through a little whirlwind, but he got it back together and ended up stopping Eric Molina. You know what I mean? So he could take the punches, he could take the power. We know that, but it's gonna be on the opposite end, and we know that Joshua, you know, a little chinny in different places. Does is and I just get that AJ. I just get a sense of that AJ like scared. That's just me. It's like one of those things that, oh shit, I gotta get in the ring now. Like, and just looking at his temperament and his body language when Deontay was speaking to him, I didn't like that. But at the
Yeah.
same time, now here's the thing: like, there's a saying that a scared person will shoot you,
Yeah.
and that's the opposite end of it.
That's the
With,
opposite
with
end of it, but I got to push back on that. That works in the real world. In the boxing ring,
facts,
I don't think that works very well
right,
because you ain't got
right,
no
right,
gun. You know what I mean?
right. But then by him being scared, he might fight back. You
I
know.
think it. So let me just give you my perspective on it because I've always thought that this would be an interesting fight.
Okay.
So prior to the 3 Fury fights, I always thought Deontay was going to win, right? But
Mhm.
prior to the 3 Fury fights, because I always questioned what would happen with Deontay if he hit someone and they could take the power, right? And Fury was able to get back up. What Deontay demonstrated to me, not only in the second and third Fury fight, but also just in his latest fight and since he's been with Malik Scott, is number one, man, Deontay a dog. He is an absolute dog. I didn't know he was a dog like that. He's an absolute dog.
Right.
So I don't view AJ is an absolute dog. And I think honestly, here lately, he's been trying to perpetuate or perpetrate being an absolute dog.
Right.
And to me, I can see through it. So that's what I see when he's talking. Not so much scared is that he feels like he's trying to be something that he's not. And it's not going to end up working out well for him with Deontay. Now, secondly, with Deontay, I've seen an improvement in terms of overall skill as far as I'm concerned since he's been with Lee Scott. So obviously, there's been
That's
a
good.
connection there, and that's continuing to mature. So that's what I see. And I think if it comes down to it, you got two guys that got power, you got two guys that got similar skill set, but one guy's an absolute dog, and the other one is.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's how I
no,
see
no,
it.
that's a great analyst right there too. Analysis. That's a great. I see the same thing, man. But like I say, but although with Deontay, that's like my brother, man. I've never spoken bad about Anthony Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
And still to this day, you won't get me saying nothing bad about Anthony Joshua because, first of all, I fought as well, so I respect anybody who get into that ring. Know whether they get knocked out, beat up, whatever the case may be. I respect everybody, and I think that's the respect that I do have for Anthony Joshua. But I just, if anything, I won't say nothing about him being in the ring, but I'll say outside the ring, like the moves that he's made is very, very questionable. And like even right now, it shouldn't even be that Deontay has to fight Joseph Parker or he has to fight Otto Wilder. Like he's had two fights this year, but from what people don't know is they would tell our side that he's not ready. What do you mean he's not ready? That don't make any sense. You's a what? You're a two-time world champion. You've defended the belts and you've won how many belts? You took the same people that you said that we didn't fight because Eddie Hearn paid top-notch dollar for the same time we was in negotiations for. I don't blame the fighters for going to get their money, but these is the fights that you paid for. Now everything is backfired because you saying that he's not ready. How is he not ready? You paid
It's a
all
fair
this
point.
money for it.
It's a fair
Don't
point.
make any sense.
That's a fair
You know,
point. That's a
that,
fair
that, that
point.
don't make any sense. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and that's why I'm not sure. I don't want to put anybody else channel on here, but there's another channel where DLT talked about it. It was like, I don't understand how he's not ready. That's something that they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you heard Eddie Hearn kept saying, well, Deontay hasn't, trying to talk around. Oh, he hasn't fought in a year. We don't know if he's ready. Don't worry about it if he's not ready. Let's just make the fight.
Right.
Because initially the fight was supposed to be in December of this year. And I knew that back in February of this year. But as
Gotcha.
the time kept going along and we seen AJ fight, he would say, oh, he's not ready. But then I knew something wasn't right after the last fight because he said, well, um, Deontay hasn't fought in a year. We don't know if he's not ready. If he's not ready, then we'll fight somebody else. I knew right then and there that they didn't want to fight when he said that. And then Joshua said that his back hurt. What do you mean your back hurt?
Right.
So it's little things like that. And then I asked his right hand man, I'm like, okay, we had been talking. We had our little problems in the past, and I thought everybody was past that because we've reconciled all that stuff. And I get in his DM. I say, bro, now you scared to talk about it too, but are you? I mean, you guys ready to fight? Or you guys, make it happen in December? He sent me a sleepy emoji. So me, I'm confident at what I say, but I took that as disrespect because your right hand man you the right hand man to Anthony Joshua. He just said that he's sleepy from um, his back hurt from carrying the heavyweight division. And you sent me a sleepy emoji, so yeah, I went off on
Yeah.
him. Now I see why y'all hang together.
Gotcha. Gotcha.